Mariners, they got thumped by the Tigers 11-0, outscored in the series 21-4, and shut out twice. Go, Chris.
That is 11.
No pressure.
That is 11 shutouts now, Paul. This team has been shut out 11 times. That is a tie for worst in all of baseball right now. I don't know where to go, Paul. I'm going to just say this. In this show, I feel like it's a therapy session every day, and that's why I think this show's taken off, because you and I, we could just vent our frustrations. And this season, the expectations are so high, and I think that's why this is so tough right now, to watch this team lay an egg. I mean, that was absolutely one of the worst games I've ever watched this team play, and I've been watching this Mariners team since the 70s. That was pathetic. It was terrible. There's no excuse. I mean, come on. You just the day before had this benches clearing conversation, as we called it. We felt like there was a little fire. Would that be the spark? No. You come out and you just lay an egg. I mean, it was absolutely terrible. This team, every one of them needs to grab a mirror, look at the mirror and say, come on, we got to do this. There's going to be 40,000 fans there on Friday, 40,000 on Saturday, 40 on Sunday. This team, and here's where I'm going to go with this, Paul, because you've tried to teach me this lesson. We can't take one game and blow it up. We can't take one loss and blow it up like I'm doing right now. But I'm going to need this team to string together 3 or 4 good series in a row before I get back on the feeling good thing about this team. I don't know where to go right now, guys. I'm really honest, Terry.
I
want to believe there's time.
There's no time. That's the thing. There is no time.
There's a little time.
No, I mean, realistically, though, the way this team has been playing, there's not a lot of time to right the ship. They've been playing up and down the beginning of the season. Then it got to be just horrible. When you get to a situation now where there are 11 shutouts in the season, tied for the lead in that category, a lead you don't want to have in Major League Baseball. But on top of that, like you said, this last game, an 11-point whammy against the Tigers. You can't go out like that. You know what I'm saying? You cannot go out like that with this roster, this team, basically essentially the same team that we had so much hope for winning the last
Look at Dr. Sylvie's going to help us.
He's ready for it. This is a therapy session.
Sit back, Terry.
Let me kick my feet
help us, Dr. Paul.
Please.
Honestly, it's funny. Like, you turn your head for a second late in the game, and then Victor Robles is out on the mound throwing pitches. At that point, it's over. But I laugh at you guys because this division is crappy. This division is terrible. Yeah. And you know, like Chris and I talked about earlier today, he has no faith in the Astros and Rangers being able to run away with it. Who would? I mean, so if you think about it, the Mariners are only 3 out in the AL West, the worst division in baseball. Only, what, a game and a half out of the wild card race. Listen, I'm telling you guys, just take it easy.
Here's the question.
Let's just do this day by day.
No, here's the question I want to ask you.
I think is what we have to do.
Yeah, we do talk about it, you know, them only being 3 games out in this horrible division. But then again, you ask yourself, who do you trust, the numbers, or do you trust your lying eyes? You watch the team and you say, yeah, they're only 3 games out, but the way that they're playing is like, even if they sneak their way in, how long do they last in a playoff situation if they're able to even get there? They're just not playing good baseball.
With Dan Wilson out yesterday, Manny Acta was the acting manager on Thursday. He didn't hide his thoughts on what he watched. I like that. He wasn't happy with Bryce Miller or any of the pitchers. The team couldn't score a run. He didn't sugarcoat the loss. Here's Manny Acta on the game.
Very uncharacteristic by Bryce. Didn't come out very sharp from the get-go and made us play catch-up baseball, but couldn't do anything offensively anyways. He wasn't sharp from the get-go with his whole repertoire. Got behind some guys with the fastball early and couldn't put him away with the breaking ball. And we all know that's what we preach here. Walks are bad. Not only him, but the rest of the guys. It seemed like whenever we ended up walking a guy, a long ball followed up. Overall, just not a good ball game.
There you go. Just overall, not a very good ball game. I do like the moment, like he's talking about Bryce, but then he goes, well, we couldn't hit anyway.
They don't have the offense anyway. It's like, what difference does it make? So some honesty from Manny Acta there. He's been a very honest, early throughout his career. He's been an interesting guy to listen to. When he gets a chance to finally say something, he had something to say yesterday. Bryce Miller goes 5 innings, gives up 5 hits, 2 walks, and 4 runs, Chris, and just a guy that has struggled. But again, month ago, this guy was the best thing they had.
We talked about him being a possible Game 1 starter a month ago, but in his last 5 games, guys, he's now 0-4 with an ERA of 5.81. What's going on? Here's Bryce Miller.
I feel good. Body feels good. I think it just comes down to execution and making sure I throw competitive pitches and get ahead. I didn't do that at the beginning of the game, and felt like I did that better at the second half of the game, and that's where things started to go my way. Really, the last 4 or 5 starts, I think, it felt like if I split my season so far into halves. The first half of my season, a lot of things went my way, and the second half, things haven't. And so, I think it's part of the game, but at the same time, I just got to continue to make quality pitches and continue to stay on the attack.
You guys know, I've mentioned it here several times. I've been really bullish on Miller this entire season. He's been probably my favorite guy out of the bullpen just because of the swag, the confidence, the hair that he comes out with. But I have to say, I think this may be a problem right there. It was the fact that he had a beanie hat in August.
Hottest day of the year,
trouble.
baby.
The hottest
One of the hottest.
You can't, you got to switch that up, man. Just pull that off. Maybe that had something to do. His head was overheating and he was not prepared to play. That was.
Terry breaks it down.
That's the most scientific, analytic thing I
can't argue. It was 90 yesterday, right?
It was, yeah. Too much. It's too much.
Oh, man, we've talked a lot about on this show what the love Mariners fans have for their players. We rarely hear boos at T-Mobile Park, but yesterday the boos rained down after Taylor Ward missed the cutoff man on a throw from right field, allowing another run to score. And guys, there's a lot of love for this team, and this fans and this fan base wants to see them turn it around and get things going. And Chris, we've talked about it. When do you ever hear any boos? Well, they finally started to rain down.
Yeah,
yesterday.
you don't hear them a whole lot. It's going to be interesting as they celebrate 50 seasons. There's going to be a lot of excitement, a lot of fans there. And I think why you're hearing those boos is just, as we talked about at the start of the show, expectations and just showing some life out there. Guys, 0 runs, shut out twice by the Tigers. I mean, this is, when you look at August, this was a series that you thought, okay, we need to win this series. This is a very winnable series. And yes, Detroit has been playing much better in July and August, but to go out there and get shut out twice, what I also don't understand, guys, is that days off, and maybe, Terry, you could help me, a scheduled day off for Cal and Josh and Donovan. Should we be having scheduled days off at this point of the season right now?
No, at this point, there's no days off. Nobody should have a day off right now. You are seriously fighting for your life, your playoff lives right now. We want to, we're talking about a wild card, or we're talking about an at-large bid. Whatever we need to do, we need to have all of our players in the game right now. We have aces that are really superstars in this league that need to have no days off.
Well, in fairness to the Mariners, when Cal Raleigh's catching the night before, he is not going to catch the next day. So there was obviously going to be, there was a chance for him to be a DH, but the way he's been struggling, why would you put a 160 hitter in there as your DH the next day? So that makes total sense. But, when you look at this team and you look ahead, I think you made a great point, Terry. It's like, okay, so they make the playoffs. What do you do when you get there? This city and these fans don't want to see this team just make the playoffs and be a wild card team and lose after the first few games. It is a big question let's look big picture. Can they do some damage in the playoffs if they even get there? I'm not sure they can.
Unless every game goes 15 innings like they did against the Tigers. You need to score a run once in a while. This pitching staff is very good. You could add Kate Anderson to the bullpen in the playoffs. You could add him as a starter. You get Matt Brash back, but you still at some point need to score a run to win a game. Yesterday, we heard from Brian Wu. He said it has been an ugly season, but he said if we stick together, we can accomplish our goals, that being getting to the playoffs. After last night's very tough loss, Manny Acta was asked about the state of this team.
I think, we have a different lineup now, and it's just a matter of time this guy's taking off. I think adding Brandon Donovan and getting Taylor Ward, adding it into our lineup, I think is going to do wonders. It's just not going to happen overnight. But, we had a couple of guys that had scheduled days off today, but I'm looking forward to seeing these 9 guys that we're going to throw out there going forward.
And maybe that was my frustrations. I'm looking forward to the full lineup as well. But as Terry said, we're running out of time, and you don't have a whole lot of time to make sure this lineup can get rolling right now, Terry.
Yeah, there's not a lot of time. We want to be active and running and playing our best baseball in September and October. And honestly, we're not playing nearly as close to the best baseball that this team is capable of playing. And we're getting close to the crunch time. So we need to have something happen, not now, right now.
Let's take a look ahead at the Mariners' upcoming schedule because it is a gauntlet in August, man. You look at some of those opponents, guys, and oh, man. And the Red Sox aren't even up there, and they're killing it right now and closing in on what some people think they have a real shot at winning the AL East. But when you look at that murderer's row there with this team, even at Houston is going to be tough because the Astros have found it and have gotten a lot healthier.
You need, like I said, I'm trying not to overreact to every game, Paul, but you got to win the Rays series. You've got to win that Astros series. But yeah,
Are you saying they have to win this weekend, that Rays series against the American League's best team?
Yes, they have to find a way.
Yeah. Really?
Oh, You're going to have over 100,000 fans coming there paying good money to watch it. Let's show some life, show some heart, show some hustle, and find a way. That's what what good baseball teams do. Good baseball teams, playoff baseball teams, are over 500 at home, and they're mid 500 on the road.
Okay, so you don't expect them to take 2 out of 3 from the Rays. You just think they should.
They should. I don't know what to expect. I'll be honest, Paul.
I just want to make sure you're not expecting this.
And I mentioned the 50 seasons, and here we go. We got to talk about that a little bit.
That's right.
Paul?
That's right. The biggest names in Mariners history are in town this weekend as the Mariners celebrate 50 seasons. Tonight, they will have an alumni home run derby. Tomorrow, they'll unveil the 50 greatest players in Mariners history.
Yeah, Mike Cameron's going to join us in about 5 minutes' time. That's why we're speeding through this, Terry. Terry goes out. Mike Cameron comes in for just one segment. Harold Reynolds joined us on the show last week to share his thoughts on coming back to Seattle for this big weekend. He had some fun stories about some of the greatest Mariner players of all time, including Ken Griffey Jr.
And so he had this perception early on that it was just the natural, they call him the kid, the natural. And a lot of it was true. He's naturally gifted, but he was there working early all the time. And it was funny, 'cause we'd be out there stretching, like 4 o'clock would be time to stretch, get ready for batting practice. And he'd already hit, sweat, ran, did all that stuff. And so he'd be wandering around, everybody like, Junior, join the stretching. Let's go. And he'd keep wandering around, and he'd go, does a cheetah stretch before he chases prey? Every day, that was his line.
The sweetest swing in all of baseball right there. Ken Griffey Jr. home run derby tonight. Griffey will not be in it, but Terry Ichiro is the front runner right now to win this thing.
Yeah, I'm thinking, you talk about the home run derby. Home runs are arguably the most exciting part of baseball. We've had some incredible home run hitters right here in Seattle. Some of the best swings in baseball, like you said, Ken Griffey Jr., who had, in my opinion, the greatest swing of all time. Then we have Ichiro, another iconic batter. It's going to be great to see that here in Seattle. The home run derby, some of the balls going over the fence from some of the old guys. A lot of nostalgia, a lot of history, and I'm excited to see it.
Yeah, we talked to Bucky Jacobson about this a little bit. It seems like the odds-on favorite to win this home run derby is Ichiro, don't you think?
I think so. Or one of the young guys, Romero or Healy, I think are getting some possible nods that they could possibly win it. But Ichiro, he's been working on this every day.
Yeah. Bucky Jacobson stopped short of saying he's been cheating. I mean, the guy's out there all the time.
He's a machine.
Exactly.
He's a machine, man.
We'll see what happens this weekend.
I just hope, I'll be honest, it's after the game tonight. I hope somehow they can get a dramatic win, because if they throw 2 hits up there and they get shut out again, if I'm a fan, the last thing I want to do is hang around and watch some home run derby. I'm out of there, man.
Listen, Chris.
I hope they can help them.
Maybe Saturday, Sunday. Tonight's a tough one because it's Drew Rasmussen.
What's going on with me? I'm all negative. I used to be a positive guy.
Well, you're being positive tonight, but this is probably their toughest pitcher you're facing tonight. So you got Logan Gilbert on the mound. Listen.
He's just setting expectations. Yeah. That's all.
Yeah, just steady wins the race, man. All right.
Steady wins the race.
Here's what we're looking at tonight for the matchup. And, everybody loves when Gilbert goes out there. He likes to eat up a lot of innings. But this will be tough tonight against Drew Rasmussen. Again, the Rays come to town with the best record in the American League. They're also 7-3 in their last 10.